This Pitch Breakfast video is brought to you by Spangler & Agins, attorneys for Charlotte's startup community.
Can y'all hear me without the mic? I'm pretty loud, so. And I've got a dress on, so I have to hold the lavalier. So we are The Good Kitchen. We're a prepared meal company. We deliver directly to your home. And our problem that we are solving is people are time and nutrition starved. And so we have a big opportunity in this world to deliver well-sourced, fully prepared meal directly to your door. And so we say we are farm to table in just 3 minutes. So currently we have adult and kids meals. So we've got food for the whole family. Our meals are fully prepared. You get them delivered directly to your door in a Good Kitchen box. You can choose to heat them up in the microwave, or you can take them out of the tray and heat them up on the stovetop or the oven. But essentially, you've got about 3 to 5 minutes before you have a fully prepared, chef-driven meal. We have a la carte ordering, so you go onto our website and you can try it out for 1 week, or you can do our weekly recurring meal subscription. We offer our meal subscription on a weekly, every other week, and a monthly basis. We also have bone broth, pimento goat cheese that you can add on. We have some other well-sourced add-ons that you can do as well. So one thing that you'll see here is that we're very flexible, and that's part of our convenience-driven model. We want this to be super easy and a no-brainer for customers that they can just have their food delivered on a weekly basis. So the reason that we started this company is I have a pretty extensive family history of heart disease. And so to not follow in the footsteps of pretty much my entire family, especially on the female side, I wanted to really change my lifestyle. And so I got into CrossFit, got into this whole paleo thing, and was rocking and rolling. I had had some severe digestive issues that were pretty much cured pretty quickly by switching to this style of clean eating. My husband was on blood pressure medication at 32 years old. He went off within 6 months. So we personally saw a big improvement in our health by starting to eat a clean diet. And then if you look at different statistics across our nation, 97 million Americans have coronary vascular disease, 80 million have hypertension, 100 million have high cholesterol. We are stressed out and we are not healthy. And so really nutrition is, food is medicine. And so really talking about how we can change people's diet so that they can improve their health. And then people are busy too. They don't have time to go and source their food, get the grass-fed beef, the pasture-raised chicken, the organic vegetables. In Charlotte alone, you would have to go to several different markets to do that. It's very expensive. We do all that sourcing for you, so we can really provide a meal that is convenient, well-sourced for a reasonable price. Our meals range from $10.99 to $13.99 per meal. And like I said, we're a weekly subscription, so you would get anywhere from 5 up to 35 meals in your box delivered to your home. So our competitors, I typically get introduced as Amber Lewis with The Good Kitchen, you know, like Blue Apron. And then I always have to correct people and say, we take it a step further than the meal kit. So our meals are actually fully prepared. We're just not giving you a bunch of ingredients where it's still going to take you an hour and a half to cook your food at home. So Blue Apron sells the air of convenience for us, and then we actually follow through with the convenience side. And then there's some other meal companies. You know, one of the biggest things that sets us apart is our sourcing. That's the whole reason I started this company, is from the sourcing of the protein aspect. A lot of people think that the paleo diet is just eating a lot of protein from Costco. And we are really here to let you know that it's not just about eating a lot of protein, but it's about the source of that protein is really where you get the nutritional benefits. So we're currently in full production. We operate out of a 6,000 square foot production facility out by the airport. We are USDA inspected, so we have this sweet little man that comes in every day and makes sure that we're doing everything correctly. We've been in operation since 2011. We recently rebranded to The Good Kitchen. Prior to that, we were a company called Mod Paleo. And we've had annual revenues of about $1 million per year. We currently have 285 active recurring customers That is a weekly, every other week, and monthly on those recurring customers. And we currently serve an average of 275 families per week nationwide. So we are delivering nationwide. And also that 275 equates to about 3,500 meals per week. The way that we get customers is we do a lot of digital marketing. We do have an influencer and affiliate program, so we're very active with social media and with the influencer market. And we've seen that when we have these influencers, like Work for Your Beer, send out an email, and then we can really target them through social media. We see a nice uptick in orders with that kind of template. So we are currently in the process of raising $1.2 million for 36% of our company with an 8% preferred return with a 3-year cap. We're currently valuated at $2.8 million, and we have about $550,000 left to raise in this round. And that is it. Thank you.
So Amber, congrats on the progress that you've made, the fundraising that you've had. It's great. So I mentioned before, I'm all about traction. You threw a couple numbers out there.
Right.
Are you profitable?
We are close to being profitable. We are not profitable yet.
Would love to know gross margin. I'd love to know how that $1 million in revenue has grown over the last couple of years. Would love to, like to see more charts and less words on your slides. But I know you've been at this for several years, and I know you've made a lot of progress. Really, toot your own horn.
Yeah.
I mean, really talk about how you've grown. I think I saw that you're serving 3,000 meals per week. How has that grown over the last couple of years?
Right.
So that's all the good news. I think the challenges that you have, are you able to ship these meals cross-country
Yes,
in
we are
a day?
nationwide. And
Okay.
I realized about 3/4 of the way through, I had not mentioned that yet.
Okay. But you are shipping to California
Yes.
out of the
We
Charlotte
actually
kitchen.
have more customers in California in the last month than we do in South Carolina.
Right.
Not surprising.
Now, it's interesting that you mentioned everybody's going to jump to Blue Apron because they
Right.
know about it, and I understand the differentiation is that you have a meal that can be heated and immediately served. You're not asking the consumer to
Right.
prepare it. So while everybody says it's the Blue Apron, it's kind of like Travis said before. It's the Uber for, it's the Blue Apron, but it's this, and this.
Right.
I think that might even be your first slide so that
Okay.
we know exactly what you're
Right.
talking about here.
Right.
But great job and great progress so
Thank
far.
you.
Yeah,
Congrats.
I thought it was really, really great. I mean, it's amazing progress actually, and I think that's what was interesting about your presentation is like, we had heard of Mod Paleo. I didn't know you rebranded, and I love the new name.
Thank
So
you.
it's like you're telling this great sort of personal story, which I think you did a great job introducing the problem statement. But then it was like, oh wow, this is like a real thing, and I think you just sort of like underserved that to
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
Toot your horn.
So I mean, my point is like, hey, tell that great story, but then it's like, and look what we've done. You know, like,
Right.
check this out. Like, unfold it all in like charts and graphs and show that it's like really working. And then the next chapter of the presentation should be like, and we can scale this even further. Like you had some PPC and conversion and some like stuff like that, like customer acquisition and LTV stuff was like good. So then it's like, and we're doing this by only spending this much in marketing.
Right.
Imagine if we could spend $50,000 a month or whatever to really ramp the business.
Okay.
So it's like great statement about why you're doing it. Show that it's really working, and then show that you can ramp it now that you've proven it.
Yeah, I think like it seems like about 20% since I started doing this of the pitches I say this, right? It's like, and I had this feedback in college from an English professor, like get to the end of your paper, right? What you're really trying to say was where you ended, right? So start
Right,
over.
right.
Like the so what of all this is I'm raising money.
Yes.
The fact that it took you 5 minutes to let me know that was
Sure.
just a big miss. The fact that you had a company that's that old, totally knew your brand from before. Like you just rewrite the paper, get up front. We're raising money, $1.2 million round. We have 550 out of 750 or whatever the numbers are, 5 out of 750 committed.
550 out of 650.
Done, boom. Okay, cool, like got it. Now let's go through what the value prop is, what the market is, the value prop around sourcing, the differentiator, that would help me get it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I would just say less words and more, if you could show me what the customer experience looks like in a picture versus I don't know how many words are on some of these slides, but there's a
lot.
Yeah.
I have all the words.
So kill the words.
Kill the words.
The reason the picture is interesting is, again, like in the 5-minute pitch context.
Right.
Let's say you're out in California, right, and you're going to go to some weird Palo Alto food angel investor conference, right? You're going to have 15 probably opportunities to meet people in 3 to 5 minutes to hit
Right.
it. And so just make that, if you end up doing that to raise
Yeah.
money, that's why these are limited formats, these 5-minute things. But
Sure.
just get tight on that and get to the point. If you can show people what it looks like, then you can kind of show me as an investor, here's how it works for the consumer, here's
Right.
what, here's what it looks like.
So the thing is like investors, they just want to buy traction. Or
Right.
like, and more momentum you have, like easier the investment decision is. So you have all this traction.
Yeah.
So just focus on that. It's like the concept doesn't really need a lot of explaining. It's like, oh, I get it. Yeah, we want to eat clean, and I'm lazy, and I need somebody to cook for us. So it's like if you can just show
you're
like
busy.
based
You're
on
busy.
that, like show me that traction that you're actually generating, and it shows how we grow.
Also, adjacent revenue streams. Like, would you ever think about putting these meals in grocery stores?
Yes.
And if that's an
I actually took that
opportunity,
slide out.
but just
Yeah,
tell us,
right.
as investors, we want to know that this is going to grow organically.
Sure.
But we also want to know where there's real strategic opportunities, and that could
Okay.
be one of them.
How much are you spending on marketing right now?
Right now, we're putting about $3,000 per week towards our social media and digital marketing. And then we're pairing that with influencers and affiliates, like larger affiliates in the paleo focus space. And then we're also targeting functional medicine.
And then how many new customers can you acquire per week on that spend?
How many? I don't know what that means. 20. That's a backward. I was like, 2?
I need a better answer than that.
Yeah, so I mean,
About 20, and we've actually we've seen a lot of traction over the past couple of weeks with a lot of this digital marketing, where almost on a daily basis we're seeing upwards of 20 customers per day that are just new to the
and
site.
how many meals can you produce in your current setup?
So currently we're producing on average 3,500. We can triple that in our current location with just our one USDA their shifts.
Yeah.
So we can triple, and then we can triple again with a second shift
Right.
with USDA.
So imagine like 3 slides in your deck. Like one slide, this is who we are. This is the traction. Third slide is like answer these questions. Like this is how we scale. We've got a kitchen that can produce 3x what we're shipping now. We're only
Okay.
spending $3,000 on marketing. We're just put
Right.
that story.
Just picture of people making food in your kitchen.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, if you had hit me up front with that, I'd be like, oh, this is legit. It took you 4 minutes to get me to lock into your old brand and know that you're an existing business. I
Gotcha.
thought you were
Yeah.
completely startup, out of thin air, never heard of you. Literally. Until you're like,
We've been
oh.
around for a
We
minute.
rebranded, we got
Your
our
name is
logo.
awesome.
Whoa.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's
Really
5
cool
minutes.
brand.
And then one other, what was I going to say in the picture of the kitchen? Has there been any kind of customer referral, kind of viral stuff happening that you can monitor? Or manage
Yeah.
or understand that?
We don't have like a customer referral program, but
Right.
we do have, like, we're about to start one actually. But no, we grew for the first 5 years by word of mouth. We didn't spend, we
So,
spent
yeah.
very minimal amount of money on marketing.
So explaining that, if you think that's a driver or that has been a driver of growth, I think that's important to reference, because all along I was like, how many of these new customers are actually referrals from existing
Right.
customers? I would think it would be high. But-
Yeah, our customers love us, and they
Yeah.
refer us, and we get customers from customers quite
I'd
a bit.
rather that also get explained, because that explains that you've got a solid base to grow from that will stabilize revenue and this recurring model and lead to like some of that, which is
Right.
probably the most efficient way for you to grow.
Right.
So that would be helpful to put some of that in there too, but just keep it tight. Like don't go too deep on it.
Okay.
Really good.
I think there was
Got-
a question.
Yeah, we got time for
I
one.
got another question, but I imagine you're in such a fragmented, chaotic market. Blue Apron is on the verge of tanking, and so many other competitors like that. Amazon's coming in with Amazon Fresh now, I imagine you probably have some strategies, or you want to stay flexible enough to pivot exactly at the moment when you need to, because this market is just going in all different directions. Are you trying to? Do you have a couple strategies in finding specific niches where you just want to try to dominate that is not competitively differentiated from the competitors? competitors that maybe are niche and it's something you can sort of carve out and truly keep your own as opposed to being grouped in with a bunch of
Yeah.
fragmented competitors?
So the low HOS market is a big one for us, and that's just a lifestyle of health and wellness. And these folks, they typically will purchase from the smaller folks that have the passion, that have the story, that really understand what we're doing in this world. And they will purchase from companies like ours before they'll go to a Blue Apron or an Amazon. So we're really focusing on marketing and targeting that market. And there's like $216 billion going to be spent in the low HOS market, and $117 billion of that is going to be on food.
Great. Good kitchen,
Thank you.
everybody.